Selecting building materials is really important for our eco-friendly home that we're building. You know, when we're building this project, it's real critical that we pick the right materials. Hi, I'm Dave Sweet, and thanks for joining me. Last time we got together, we were with Jen Parsons, and we were over at the Energize Connecticut facility to talk about what to look forward in rebates and programs and important things about the envelope and what programs they have. Today we're going to take it a step further. We're actually getting almost into that decision process, and we're going to meet with David Lee here at Rings End Lumber to talk about windows and door selection. You know, again, could be mind-boggling. There's all different kinds of configurations and insulation ratings and solar gain and all that stuff, and he'll demystify that for us today. So please, let's go visit Dave and talk about this. Hi Dave, how are you today?
Good, Dave. How about yourself?
All righty. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time out to visit with me and talk about windows and doors here.
Well, you're very welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. Hey, can you tell me a little bit more about what do you do and what's involved here? Picking an eco-friendly window is quite involved, and we were looking for you for some input.
Well, here at Rings End, I've been doing windows and doors for about 19 years. It's pretty much my primary consideration. I've been selling Marvin and Anderson windows since 1985.
Oh my gosh.
So this is not my first time around the block. So as far as eco-friendly goes, though, there are lots of things out there. It seems like every week we come into something new that's out there. It's one of those things where the internet is a good thing and a bad thing.
Yes.
There's good information out there and there's not. But we're talking about something for a long-term investment for your home. So you want something that's going to be low maintenance, going to give you good value for your money, and have long-term durability. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
So David, there's a lot of windows to choose from. Can you show me the different styles or what kind of mechanisms and things we have to look at?
Sure. Normally in New England, there are generally basically two styles, a casement and a double hung. And we're going to show you both.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So we'll start over here first. This is a casement style window. It's designed to crank open like a door would. It gives you narrow stiles and rails around the perimeter, usually used in older homes where you had, say, a sunroom or something. But now we tend to find them in lots of homes. I mean, my house is all casement windows, just because I like the look of a casement, but that's me.
Right.
But that's one style. It's a crank open window. Then the most common style in New England is going to be the double hung. That you will see everywhere you go.
Right.
And we're going to show you that next.
Oh, okay.
Here we have a traditional double hung window. This is what's been in New England back since the Pilgrims arrived, pretty much. It's two sash, one that slide up and down over one another, and is just a standard window for most homes, usually because of cost. They tend to be less expensive than the casement style.
Oh, they do? I was unaware. I should think of a visual that New England, this is the window we think of.
This is it. Anything else just doesn't belong.
Right. Oh, neat. Now, what is this? What is this part called?
This is called a Muntin bar.
Okay.
Some customers will call it a mullion, but it's really called a Muntin bar. Available in different widths depending upon the manufacturer. It's designed to give you that true divided light look, but because we're looking for more eco-friendly windows, we're not going to do individual panes of glass.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do a large sheet of glass and then apply these bars to the glass to make it look like it's a true divided light window.
Oh, gotcha.
So again, you're saving time, you're saving money by doing it this way. There are lots of choices in terms of how the windows are designed and built. It's really a matter of materials of how things are going to go together.
Okay.
If we were to look at an older style window, this is what's been around for centuries. Wood frames, wood sash, everything wood. Nice product, a good insulator, but the drawback is not very low maintenance and not necessarily very energy efficient. So what's happened is manufacturers started working on, is there something better than this? And lots of manufacturers have come up with different ways. One is to take a wood window and put aluminum cladding on the exterior.
Okay, yep, seen that, yep.
Gives you a low maintenance finish, good insulating values, and a nice aesthetic from the road or from inside your home. The latest thing that we're finding out are people using composites for the exterior instead of doing an aluminum clad. Because it's a composite product, It's not like aluminum where there's more energy intensive to manufacture aluminum. Composites, less energy involved in their production.
This looks like the best of both. You know, you get that wood interior, wood where you see it, whether you want to stain it or get it pre-painted, and you know, you get that robust material on the outside.
Every year, Integrity does a little bit more than they used to make it a more desirable window to have in your home.
Well, David, I met with Jen Parsons, and we were over at the Energized Connecticut facility there down in North Haven last episode, and she was showing, you know, Energy Star, what it meant for appliances and certain products. Does Energy Star rate windows too?
Yes, they do. It's kind of a funny thing how it came to be. Originally, when windows were first made, they were single panes of glass set into a window frame. Not very energy efficient. In truth, some of the windows leaked like sieves. Then somebody came up with the idea, well, what if we put storm windows on the outside? Does that make it more energy efficient? Not so much, but then you'd cut down on the amount of air blowing in through your windows. Then somebody came up with the idea of what if we separated two pieces of glass in the same window frame, and insulated glass was born.
Okay.
And what that is, like we have on this particular display here, that insulating glass is really two pieces of glass separated by some sort of spacer. Lots of different types, aluminum, stainless, steel. There are even some organic materials being used out there. So it's all about better insulators. And Energy Star is always trying to improve the performance, and sort of it's like what everything else does. They set a standard that's really hard to meet, but somehow the engineers figure out what do we do to meet the new standard.
Can you tell me a little bit more about doors then too? Because that was the other thing we wanted to know, you know, what selection process and what you would go through for, again, another big opening in your home would be a door, right?
Doors, it would depend on what kind of door we're discussing, whether we're talking an entry style door, or if we're talking, say, a patio style door, one going out from your home onto a porch or something.
Okay.
So there are different things to be considered. Seeing as how we're in this room, we're going to talk about patio style doors first.
Okay, yeah, I get a combination of both in the house here that we're building, so.
Patio style doors are going to come in two types, either swinging doors or sliding doors. This particular example is an interior swinging door. Swings into your home,
Right.
and then you just step out onto your patio or your pool deck or wherever. But that's the first type. Again, available in lots of different exterior finish options, whether it's a fiberglass or aluminum clad or vinyl clad. All the major manufacturers make those. But that's the first style of door that's available.
Okay. Yeah.
Second style of door in terms of a patio style door would be a sliding door, of which this is an example. Usually it's one door is fixed and the other door slides closed.
Okay.
This is nice if you have less room in the inside of your home to lose for floor space.
Okay.
Because the drawback to a swinging style door is when the door swings in, you lose some valuable floor space.
This was great, but you know, what do we do for like a front door, an entry door? What would you do for that?
Entry doors are a little bit different because they're built by separate companies altogether.
Oh, this is beautiful. What is this?
This is a mahogany door from one of our suppliers. Mahogany is expensive. This door, if you were to purchase it as you see it here, would be about $7,000 to $8,000. But if you're looking for a high-end door with a high-end finish, something that's going to really set your home apart, then wood really does that nicely. The drawback to it is most wood doors are not going to be Energy Star rated. And that's because they are a wood product. And the fact that when you're doing all these designs, the wood here gets fairly thin at these points. And because of that, you can get some cold air transmission through the door panel. The first doors that were not wood were made out of steel skins. And the drawback to steel is that it didn't look traditionally like a wood door does, because you're trying to bend steel panels. And so they just don't look quite as nicely as some of the other products out there. Then they came up to fiberglass doors. Fiberglass was a great idea because now, because you're making it in a mold, you can get the sharp profiles in fiberglass that you couldn't get in a steel door.
Energy Star rated products seem to be a good way to go too. And hey, I'll take it with the, you know, no sales tax on that. So.
And energy is not getting cheaper. What we have here, Dave, is an example of a typical window or door Energy Star label. What you'll find is usually most companies will talk about the size window that they're making the test for, and then they'll have a U factor.
What is that? What's a U factor?
U factor is the overall performance of how the window and door performs as a complete unit. As far as U factors go, the lower the number, the better the product is.
Okay.
The next item is solar heat gain coefficient. That's how much light and heat gets transferred in from the outside. In southern climates, the lower the number, the better. Up here where we are in New England, where it gets really cold, like when it's minus 11 degrees out, that number you want to have not quite as low as this particular label would show. And then finally, the last one is visual light transmittance. How much light actually comes through the window. That number is sort of a misnomer, because that takes into account the entire window, frame, sash, any divided lights you may have. Those things don't transmit light. But because they want to make the entire product reflective of how the overall unit performs, they include that number, even though it's not realistic. So that's your typical label for Energy Star products. But if any of your viewers are more interested in product, they can contact energystar.gov, and they'll have everything they could possibly want as far as product goes.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Super. Hey, that was great. Dave just gave us some great information there on windows and doors, reading Energy Star label, all the things that I have to think about. On our next episode, we're going to meet with George Keithan of CES to talk about some of the renewable products that we have going in, and also the building envelope to follow through. This is real exciting. Please stay tuned, and watch every episode that we're doing. We're also looking for some input from you. If you've in doing a eco-friendly home, we'd like to hear from you. Thanks.